That is not a good or ethical practice in our space. Hi, April Roberts with Princeton Disability Advocates. This video is to raise awareness about an issue that's affecting the community that we serve. Little disclaimer here. I'm going to be talking about insurance companies and Medicaid. I'm not going to name any companies for obvious reasons. Also not complaining about Medicaid. And the insurance companies are not the offenders here. That being said, let's get into it. How this issue has come to our attention is, just as with any other disability advocacy firm, we get folks that want somebody to represent them before going in front of a judge for their Social Security disability appeal. This means that they have been denied at the initial level, so now their case is to be heard in front of an administrative law judge for a hearing. And what does this mean? Well, as with any firm, we get these phone calls with these people looking for representation for that hearing. It's not unheard of for that prospective client to tell us, hey, the representative before you, Princeton Disability Advocates, was somebody that didn't want to help me at the hearing. They were representing me up until that point, then they told me my case wasn't good enough to take in front of the judge. This does happen, and it happens even with our clients as well. What isn't typical is when somebody calls us and says, hey, the person before us, Princeton Disability Advocates, they don't do hearings. Unfortunately, this is happening, and this is coming from one particular entity where this traffic is coming to our office, and I'm sure to other advocacy offices as well, where unfortunately the company that's putting these people out there without representation isn't doing hearings as a routine practice. That should not be taking place. Upon our review of these prospective clients' cases, it turns out that many of them are medically viable, meaning that they are strong cases. And had they been developed appropriately prior to getting to the hearing level, they might have even been approved earlier on in the process. We've been able to take many of these cases on and take them to the hearing level and have been successful in winning many of them. What's upsetting about this is these clients are being left, these claimants are being left to go out into the community to find somebody to represent them when they weren't expecting to have to do that. Meaning that they were expecting to have that representation throughout the process of their case, and to be let go and say, no, you have to go out and find somebody to represent you now. Not because your case isn't any good, but because that's just simply, we're not going to service you, because that's not what we do. That is not a good or ethical practice in our space. How is this happening, you ask? Well, let me tell you. This is mainly going to speak to folks that end up in this situation because of their Medicare coverage. There are other ways that this happens. This is going to be for another video, though. All right, so let's say that you are a Medicaid recipient. And if you're a Medicaid recipient, most people that have Medicaid coverage have an MCO carrier. Okay, what that means is they have a managed care organized carrier or an insurance company that manages that insurance, that Medicaid for them. And that can be, there's so many insurance companies out there. Of course, I'm not going to name any and to use them as an example because I don't want to imply that anybody's responsible here. But let's say that you're a Medicaid recipient and you receive a phone call from your Medicare or Medicaid insurance carrier. And they tell you, hey, we think because of the health issues that you've had, you might be eligible for Social Security or SSI. We work with a company that could help you apply, and there's no fee. They will help you for free. Well, that sounds great. Of course it does. And your insurance company is trying to offer you a wonderful benefit. Now, of course, if you get on SSI or Ssdi and you are being covered by that insurance carrier, they get more money from the government to pay for your medical care, which is a good thing, and you are being offered help to get on Social Security and or SSI without having to pay a representative a fee, so you get that extra income. And that is a great benefit that your insurance carrier is trying to offer to you. What the insurance carrier is perhaps not aware of, and probably not aware of, is that this company that's supposed to be helping you isn't taking your case all the way through the process. You may also have actually received a phone call from this company saying, hey, we work with so-and-so insurance company, your insurance carrier, and we think that you're eligible for SSI or SSD, or we think your child who's on Medicaid is eligible for SSI, and we want to help you apply, and we're not going to charge you a fee. Now, when that happens, you should have the expectation that if you're going to sign up for help from that company and they're going to represent you, that they are going to take your case all the way from initial through reconsideration and at least through your hearing. If they drop your case, it should be because maybe you aren't covered under Medicaid anymore. That can be understandable because that's the kind of company that they are, or because your case just isn't strong enough, and that should be what they're telling you. Not, we don't do hearings, you're going to have to go find somebody to help you now, and now you have to go pay them. What's happening is so many people in this situation don't know what to do. They're not going out and looking for somebody to even take their case to hearing. So many of these cases aren't even making it to the hearing level, which is a tragedy, and it's really, really not fair. So if you have been affected by this issue, what I want you to do, I want you to DM me. I want you to call our company. We have some ideas. We have some solutions. We are trying to take the issues to the powers that be. We have been a little stonewalled, but I think part of that is because the insurance companies may just not understand the entire administrative process, or perhaps they had an expectation that these cases were going to be taken all the way through the administrative process, which honestly I could understand. So with that being said, please, you can share your comments and your questions. We will be sharing a lot more content in regard to this issue, and thank you for watching.